The soft afternoon light filtered through the windows of Cafe Luna as 28-year-old Emma Sullivan nervously adjusted her simple white blouse for the third time in 5 minutes. She had chosen this corner table deliberately, hoping it would give her and her 4-year-old son Tyler some privacy during what was already shaping up to be the most awkward first date of her life. Tyler sat beside her in his favorite overalls, his light brown hair still showing traces of the cowlick that refused to be tamed no matter how much she tried to smooth it down that morning. In front of him lay a small box of crayons and a stack of paper that Emma always carried in her purse for exactly these situations when she needed him to be quietly occupied. Emma checked her phone again, her stomach churning with a mixture of anxiety and regret. She shouldn't have agreed to this blind date. Her best friend Sarah had been so insistent, so convinced that Alex from her office would be perfect for Emma. But Emma knew that most men weren't interested in dating a single mother who worked 2 jobs just to make ends meet. When her babysitter had called in sick that morning with the flu, Emma had faced an impossible choice: cancel the date and disappoint Sarah yet again, or bring Tyler along and hope that somehow this wouldn't be a complete disaster. At exactly 3 o'clock, a man in an impeccably tailored Navy suit entered the cafe, looking around with the confident bearing of someone accustomed to being in control of situations. Alexander Hayes was 34 years old and had spent the last decade building his consulting firm into one of the most successful in the city. He was used to boardrooms and business dinners, not coffee dates with mysterious setup partners. Alex spotted Emma immediately, recognizing her from Sarah's description: blonde hair with gentle waves, kind eyes, and an aura of quiet strength. What Sarah hadn't mentioned was the small boy sitting beside her, currently absorbed in creating what appeared to be a very colorful drawing. Emma's heart sank as she saw Alex's expression change from pleasant anticipation to visible confusion. She stood up quickly, her cheeks flushing with embarrassment. "Alex, I'm so sorry," she began, the words tumbling out in a rush. "I know Sarah didn't mention Tyler. My babysitter got sick this morning and I couldn't find anyone else on such short notice. I completely understand if you want to leave. I should have called to cancel, but I didn't want to disappoint Sarah again. And I thought maybe we could just have a quick coffee. But I realize this is totally inappropriate for a first date. And I'm so sorry for wasting your time." Alex looked at Emma's flushed face, seeing the genuine mortification there, and then at Tyler, who had looked up from his drawing to study this new person with the frank curiosity that only children possess. Instead of the polite excuse Emma was expecting, Alex smiled and extended his hand to Tyler. "Hi there, I'm Alex. What's your name?" Tyler looked at his mother for permission, then back at Alex. "I'm Tyler. I'm 4 years old, and I can write my name all by myself." "That's very impressive," Alex said, settling into the chair across from them. "What are you drawing?" Tyler held up his paper proudly. It was a crayon drawing of 3 stick figures standing in front of what looked like a house, with a large yellow sun overhead and flowers scattered around the ground. "It's my family," Tyler explained. "That's me, and that's Mama, and that's my daddy." Emma felt her heart clench. Tyler's father had left when Tyler was barely 2 years old, unable to handle the responsibility of parenthood. Tyler had no real memories of him, but sometimes he still drew pictures that included the father he barely remembered and desperately missed. "That's a beautiful family," Alex said gently, "and you're a very good artist." "Mama says I get that from my daddy," Tyler said matter-of-factly. "He was an artist too, but he had to go away." Emma's eyes filled with tears that she quickly tried to blink away. "Tyler, honey, why don't you draw Mr. Alex a picture while Mama talks to him?" "Okay," Tyler said enthusiastically, turning to a fresh piece of paper. Emma looked at Alex, expecting to see the polite but distant expression she had encountered with other men when Tyler's father came up in conversation. Instead, she saw something that looked like understanding. "Emma," Alex said quietly, "you don't need to apologize for bringing Tyler, and you definitely don't need to apologize for his questions about his father." "Most people don't want to deal with the complications," Emma said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Then they're missing out." Alex replied simply. Over the next hour, something unexpected happened. Instead of the awkward, stilted conversation Emma had feared, they found themselves talking easily while Tyler worked on his art project. Alex asked thoughtful questions about Tyler's interests, complimented his drawings with genuine enthusiasm, and seemed completely comfortable with the 4-year-old's occasional interruptions. "Mr. Alex," Tyler said, holding up his latest creation, "I drew you." The drawing showed a tall stick figure in what was clearly meant to be a suit, standing next to Tyler and Emma. Alex was depicted with a huge smile and what appeared to be a briefcase. "I love it," Alex said, accepting the drawing carefully. "May I keep this?" Tyler beamed. "Yes." "Mama, can we get Mr. Alex some coffee? He looks thirsty." Emma started to protest that they shouldn't impose further, but Alex was already signaling the waitress. "Actually, Tyler, that's a great idea. What do you think your mama would like?" "She likes the coffee that smells like vanilla," Tyler said confidently. "And I like hot chocolate, but only if it's not too hot." As Alex ordered for all 3 of them, Emma found herself studying this man who had not only accepted Tyler's presence, but seemed to genuinely enjoy it. In her limited dating experience since Tyler's father left, men either ignored Tyler entirely or made awkward attempts to win him over that felt forced and uncomfortable. Alex was different. He talked to Tyler like a real person, not like a small adult or a cute accessory. When Tyler spilled a bit of his hot chocolate, Alex handed him napkins without making a big deal about it. When Tyler wanted to show Alex how he could count to 20, Alex listened with patient attention. "Can I ask you something?" Emma said during a moment when Tyler was focused on his coloring. "Of course. You're really good with kids. Do you have children?" Alex's expression grew more serious. "No, I don't. But I have a younger sister who's 15 years younger than me. I helped raise her after our parents died in a car accident when she was Tyler's age." Emma felt her breath catch. "I'm so sorry." "It was a long time ago," Alex said gently. "But raising Lily taught me a lot about what children need. Patience, consistency, and the feeling that they're valued for who they are, not just tolerated." "That's exactly right," Emma said, feeling a warmth in her chest that had nothing to do with the vanilla-scented coffee. "Mr. Alex," Tyler interrupted, "do you want to see my favorite trick?" "Absolutely." Tyler proceeded to demonstrate his ability to touch his nose with his tongue, which sent him into giggles when Alex tried and failed to replicate the feat. "That's incredible," Alex laughed. "I definitely can't do that." As the afternoon progressed, Emma found herself relaxing in a way she hadn't in months. For the first time since Tyler's father left, she felt like she was being seen as a whole person, not just a single mother with baggage. "Emma," Alex said as Tyler worked on yet another drawing, "I hope this doesn't sound presumptuous, but would you and Tyler like to have dinner sometime? There's a family restaurant I know that has a great kids menu and coloring placemats." Emma stared at him. "You want to take both of us to dinner?" "I can't imagine taking you without Tyler," Alex said simply. "You're a package deal, and that's not a problem to be solved. It's just who you are." Tyler looked up from his drawing. "Are we going to dinner with Mr. Alex? Can I get chicken nuggets?" "We'll see, sweetheart," Emma said, her voice thick with emotion. "I hope that's a yes," Alex said gently. 6 months later, Emma stood in the kitchen of the small house Alex had helped her buy, watching through the window as Alex and Tyler worked together in the backyard garden they had planted. Tyler was carefully watering the tomato plants while Alex explained how roots work and why plants need both sun and water to grow. The walls of the kitchen were decorated with Tyler's artwork, including the very first drawing he had made of Alex that day in the cafe. Alex had had it professionally framed, and it held a place of honor next to Tyler's more recent drawings that now regularly included Alex as a permanent member of their family. Emma's 2 jobs had become one: well-paying position at Alex's consulting firm, where her natural organizational skills and attention to detail had made her invaluable. But more than that, she had found something she had stopped believing existed: a partner who loved not just her, but the life she had built with Tyler. "Mama!" Tyler called through the window. "Come see how big our tomatoes are getting." Emma stepped outside to join them, and Alex wrapped his arm around her waist while Tyler proudly showed off the garden they had created together. "You know," Alex said quietly, "I used to think success was measured by profit margins and client satisfaction scores. What do you think now?" Emma asked. Alex looked at Tyler, who was now trying to convince a butterfly to land on his finger, and then at Emma, whose face glowed with contentment in the afternoon sun. "Now I think success is measured by moments like this, by the feeling of coming home to people who are genuinely happy to see you, by being part of something that makes everyone involved better than they were before." Tyler succeeded in getting the butterfly to land on his outstretched hand and turned to them with wonder-filled eyes. "Look, I think he likes me." "Of course he does," Alex said, crouching down to Tyler's level. "You're very likable." As evening approached and they prepared dinner together, Tyler insisted on setting the table with 3 plates, 3 sets of silverware, and 3 glasses, just as he had done every night since Alex had officially moved in 2 months earlier. The drawing Tyler had made that first day in the cafe had been prophetic in ways none of them could have imagined. He had drawn his family as he hoped it could be, not as it was, and somehow the universe had conspired to make that hope into reality. Emma often thought about that afternoon when she had been so embarrassed about bringing Tyler on their date, so convinced that no man would want to be part of their complicated life. She had learned that the right person doesn't see love as a burden to be managed, but as a gift to be cherished, complications and all. And Tyler, now 5 and confident in his place in their family, still drew pictures of the 3 of them together. But now the stick figure that represented Alex wasn't just standing next to them in the drawing. He was holding their hands, part of the circle that made them complete. Sometimes the most beautiful love stories begin with an apology for taking up too much space, only to discover that the right person has been waiting for exactly the space you fill. And sometimes a child's drawing of hope becomes the blueprint for a family that was always meant to be. If this story reminded you that love means accepting and embracing someone's whole life, not just the convenient parts, please give it a like and share it with someone who might need this message. Subscribe for more stories about unexpected families and the beautiful ways that love finds us when we least expect it. And please comment below about a time when someone embraced your complications as part of what made you lovable, or when you discovered that what you thought was a burden was actually a gift. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today.